What's up all you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Let's talk about Snoop Dogg for a bit. Snoop Dogg was always jealous of Tupac. Yes, that's right. Snoop Doggy Dogg released his album Doggy Style in 1994. He was the hardest rapper in the game. Tupac also was a rapper. He dropped Thug Life and also other songs, but he wasn't big as Snoop on the rap star part. But Tupac overall was a bigger star. He was a movie star. He played in a movie at 20 years old in 1991 called Juice. He also played movies with Janet Jackson, the sister of Michael Jackson. Tupac was overall a bigger star, but he had a lot of troubles. He had a lot of struggle, he had a lot of legal problems. And Tupac actually worked with Death Row Records in 1994 on Above the Rim soundtrack. They asked Tupac for a song. Snoop apparently bought a song, Life So Hard, from Tupac. He owns it to this day. They paid Tupac a large sum of money. Snoop and Suge always talked about Tupac. Tupac was West Coast artist. He worked earlier with Digital Underground and he was from Oakland. He was from the land, West Coast. But a lot of rappers from LA area didn't work with the Bay Area rappers. Tupac knew this. He always said he was repping Oakland. Go watch his interviews. Now Tupac, Snoop Dogg actually met in 1991. They first met. This is an incident they don't want to talk about. It's in a book. You guys got to read it. Snoop Dogg was a little half dead. They were crippin'. They're about to join Eazy-E, Eric Wright. Before Dr. Dre, he was working with Ruthless Records. They were going to sign a deal. It didn't go through. Pac was also working with Eazy-E at the time. Eazy-E was going to sign the Thug Life group, but instead signed Bone Thugs right after. Tupac and Snoop's entourage went head-to-head in 1991. Weapons were drawn. A mutual friend, Above the Law, who was signed to Ruthless Record, pieced it all out, broke it up, and the parties exited. It was over. Brenda's got a baby. Little Half Dead was throwing a fit. Did Tupac steal that song? Tupac claimed to have wrote it. Snoop Dogg was the cousin and loyal member of the DPG, of the Crips. He was down with Lil Half Dead, his cousin, no matter what. And Pac was an outlaw, a ruthless thug, solo at best. Now Tupac had more connections. A lot of people argue who was bigger at the time. Snoop Dogg was the bigger rapper. No one was bigger than Death Row that time. Snoop had the hits. Pac was facing legal trouble. But overall, Pac was the biggest star. When he released Me Against the World in 1995, he was certified the bigger star. But then the album All Eyes on Me just certified it even more. Snoop Dogg and Suge talked about getting Pac out of jail. Getting Snoop some help while Snoop was on a trial. He was facing life. Snoop Dogg needed help. He couldn't release tracks that he could no more. The best at his ability. Bad Boy Records and P. Diddy and Biggie Smalls, they knew that. That's why Biggie was coming in. All the East Coast rappers were coming in right after Snoop. Snoop had that G-Funk sound, but it was only one album and done. We know what happened in 96 with the Dogfather. It flopped. Snoop Dogg needed Dre. Snoop Dogg needed Death Row. Snoop asked for help. He said, I'm Michael Jordan. Why don't I get Scottie Pippen on my team? Why don't I get a guy with me, a tag team partner? They called up Pac. They didn't know Pac was going to have a work ethic like never seen before. Pac didn't make 3 to 5 songs every day before Death Row. Yes, he made 1 or 2 songs, but he didn't have that work ethic after he got hit, after he got robbed, after he went to prison. Pac became a monster in the studio. Day 1, he laid down Ambitious as a Rider with Daz Dillinger and all the guys. Drop California Love, Gangsta Party, Wanted or Alive, and All Eyes on Me was a double disc platinum selling CD. Outdid Doggy Style, outdid Dr. Dre's Dre Day, outdid Biggie Smalls and any other artist. Tupac was the best #1 artist in the world. Snoop got jealous. Snoop's head turned sideways. He couldn't believe this to happen all so fast. He knew he was falling off. He wasn't mad that Biggie in New York were getting one up on him. It was mad that Tupac, the outlaw, Tupac wasn't even in a group. He wasn't even in the Crips. He was considered lower level. but Tupac was wilder. Now Tupac took the throne. Tupac wasn't chilling with Snoop Dogg in the streets, Death Row East. He wasn't chilling with the Snoop wasn't on frontline. Snoop showed up at the MTV Awards, shook. He was scared of New York. New York was the Mecca. He was scared of Biggie. Biggie already got at him once in 95 with the trailer. You guys know that story over New York, New York. But why did Snoop get jealous of Pac? Snoop was never Pac's friend. It was always business. He liked Suge. He liked Dre. He didn't like Pac's wild ways. He didn't agree with his political ways. Pac was too crazy and he could find out. He found out quick that Snoop was industry. Dre was industry. Pac was riding with Suge. He became a blood. He didn't become a Crip. Snoop wanted him to become a Crip. Daz and Corrupt, they all wanted Pac on the same team, the blue side. But instead, he was MOB. Snoop knew Keefy D. He knew Southside Crips were higher level. He knew Pac was going to run into them. He couldn't back him up. He had to stay loyal to his set. Snoop Dogg's always been that bitter, jealous type of guy. You know how he is. He wants to be number one. He gets flamed up. He comes from an old school cloth. It's actually quite humorous. The way he hates sometimes. It's really funny. You see now he's doing it with Eminem. Tupac and the hate he had for Eminem is the same he had for Tupac. That dislike, the disdain of somebody better than him, getting more money. Snoop Dogg needs to stop. Snoop Dogg's born in 1971. He's 49 years old. He's almost 50. Snoop, you need to stop. Stop clout chasing. It's over. Can't be rapping at 55 years old. Because you signed bad contracts. Because Pac made more money. Because Pac was number one. Because Pac took all the girls. Because Pac took Suge. Everybody's silent now since Pac's gone. But he was the realest number one rapper. Everybody knows it. Now Snoop's chilling with Diddy. He was always jealous. Imagine that. Chilling with Diddy. He wouldn't chill with Pac, I bet you that. Pac could have been president. He wouldn't vote for him, I bet you that. Snoop Dogg was always bitter. He didn't even think Tupac was part of his team. Imagine a person being traded. Kevin Durant being traded to the Golden State, and then the Golden State saying, you're not one of us. Kyle Green, Steph Curry saying, you're not one of us. You weren't the original Death Row, which is true. Pac's contract ran up, and we know what happened to Pac. Rest in peace. But why did Snoop keep this disdain for Pac when Pac was so loving? Pac was so giving. Pac upped Snoop's worth ethic. Everything. It was all about Tupac, and that's what Snoop Dogg didn't like. He missed the days of Doggy Style being number one. He couldn't get it back. Even with Master P and No Limit Records, he couldn't get it back. Snoop Dogg was a shell of himself. He drops hits here and there, but he's never on Tupac's level. Tupac was recording 5 songs on day. Death Row, he wanted off the contract. Why do you think he was dropping 5 songs per day? The man wanted off the contract. He dropped 3 albums in 1 year and wanted out. Snoop wasn't going to be on Death Row East. Snoop wasn't going to make peace Pac's way. What do you guys think about this whole Snoop Dogg being jealous of Tupac, disliking him? Were they really friends? Were they industry? I remember when Biggie met up with Snoop Dogg. Biggie was in tears, crying, saying, we lost Pac. And all Snoop could think about was himself and his situation with Biggie. He forgot all about Pac. He wasn't Pac's friend. Biggie was Pac's friend. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video for more. Also comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Have a wonderful day, guys. And remember, Tupac forever. Rest in peace. Tupac Amaru Shakur.